Welcome, everyone. Welcome to Purple Rose Tarot and Astrology. Tonight, I'm going to be diving into the Divine Masculine Collective Energy, and I am going to be doing an old, tried and true Celtic cross. Celtic cross is used often when we're trying to find the heart of the matter, the heart of a situation. And please remember, guys, everyone has masculine and feminine energies within them. Your masculine energy, I always say, is what makes you lock your doors at night, and your feminine energy is what makes you wash your hair, right? So we all have these energies, but I do feel that divine masculine is dealing with something that's very important to all of us, especially those of us on this very specific type of spiritual awakening journey. Um, Definitely, it's going to be mental health is the focus or is the priority right now. I feel like for divine masculine, I feel like it's at the forefront, the focus for sure. I do feel like some divine masculines could feel like they're being tested right now at this time. And I really hope that we, of course, are implementing our spiritual lessons that we've learned up until this point, right? So I do think that that is going to be the focus in this reading. I will be doing a divine feminine reading on Thursday. I did have to push this one back an hour, guys. The weather was extreme about an hour ago. The storms have been just really crazy here in Kentucky, but it is that time of year, so nothing too unusual. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and start Celtic Cross. I may offer some free readings at the end. It really just depends on how the internet holds out. Don't forget, guys, we are multi-streaming on 3 different platforms. So we are on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch all at the same time. And other than the strain on our mental health, I hope everyone is doing well. And I really do hope that we are all implementing our spiritual lessons, right? All right, so attachment flies out for divine masculine. I am going to use the energy oracle, and I will clarify with some regular Rider Waite. The attachment card is number 5. It's the card that shows her taking that mask off. She is taking the mask off, but unfortunately, she is still chained to this post. It always looks like there's shadows moving behind her. I feel like it's this energy where she's trying to escape her past or trying to escape a past that she feels chained to or bound to. So this is going to be divine masculine collective. Heart of the matter is that they're trying to detach from something. Taking the mask off is like showing their true selves to people. Maybe no longer requiring that mask, maybe no longer worried about what people think, understanding that their mental health is of most importance at this time, right? Hi, Michelle. All right, so now I'm going to look at what is crossing the divine masculine. So divine masculine trying to take the mask off, trying to detach from something in their past. The shadows are sticking out to me in the picture. Definitely something darker, heavier. I've heard some pretty big words this week when it comes to our energies or listening to like other twin flame tarot readers. I heard one twin flame tarot reader that I listen to often use the word catalyst, and I thought that was pretty interesting. I've heard it before, and instead of calling her counterpart her twin flame, she says, "This is my catalyst." And when I looked up the definition to catalyst, it said something or someone that like comes before an event, something else that happens. And that would make sense, right? When we meet our twins, it's what catapults our spiritual awakening. I tend to say catapult, right? So I found it pretty interesting. But catalyst could definitely be a very good definition. Narcissism is a big word that has been coming up this week. And I feel like that's going to be part of the mental health focus that the divine masculine has. There's been several big like psychological words coming up for me this week. And I do feel like my own Emotional stability has been tested this week for sure. But I do feel that I have implemented what I've learned, and I wouldn't say that I did that 100% of the time, but definitely most of it. So I feel like that's most likely what's happening for both really divine masculine and divine feminines at this time. It is possible that divine feminine has more of a range or more of an understanding what's happening with mental health at this time than maybe divine masculine, and only because again divine feminine leads the journey, so it's like she's always learning something, she's always gaining more knowledge, she's always moving ahead, as where divine masculine, it kind of feels like this journey happens to them. It kind of feels like for divine masculine they're just pushing through life trying to survive, right? And it's like they just experience the experiences as they move forward on their journey. Sandra, hello. Michelle says, I have felt tested this week as well. How do you feel you did, Michelle? Do you feel like you implemented some lessons that you'd learned along your way on your journey? I feel like I did for the most part. And then when the push really got there, I mean, I do feel like there was like a breaking moment where I didn't handle things probably as well as I should have, right? I think what's interesting in this journey is as we awaken, accountability is really big in this journey, right? And I think once we get to a certain point, it becomes easy to have accountability because it becomes easy to see like where we went astray, right? Where we reacted maybe instead of responded. Jenna, hello. Michelle says, I have, but I admit I have isolated myself a bit as well to protect myself. I had to do that today, Michelle. Like just today, literally. I had to remove myself from a situation because I knew that I had been tested so much and up to this point that I knew I wasn't going to handle it well. But to me, that's a win, if you ask me, right? It's definitely a response instead of a reaction. All right, so attachment, for those of you coming in a little late, is going to be the heart of the matter for divine masculine. So trying to detach from something, I do feel like it's something from their past. And I do think it has something to do with like darker, heavier energies. And I do feel like it has something to do with their mental health. I feel like a lot of these divine masculines hide their mental health. You know, when they're struggling with mental health, I think they try to hide it behind smiles and, you know, bubbly type of energy and, you know, very like outspoken and maybe a jokester, you know what I mean? Trying to take things light. But it's something that it's almost like they can't hide from it anymore. Now it's being put in their face. And it's like now they're realizing they have to deal with it. All right, so we have the garden and the gate is what's crossing them. It's number 30. So we have number 5 and number 30. 503 is sticking out to me for some reason. But the garden and the gate is that card where it shows her inside her flower garden. And the gate is there. It's locked. You can see that it's got a huge lock on there, and she's wearing a key. So she's wearing a key on her necklace that goes around her neck. So she's kind of standing there and she's looking out over the gate. And what you see on the outside of the gate is this big rolling hills and meadows. And it's supposed to be spirit, expansion, ascension, right? So the garden and the gate talks about how it's our comfort zone. Kind of like Michelle was saying earlier, like I had to isolate, I had to go find my comfort zone, right? And so it's like this masculine energy feels comfortable. And here's what I'm going to say. When I say our comfort zone or they feel comfortable, I don't mean like they have comfy house shoes on and wearing a big robe sitting by like a roaring fire. Like that's not what I mean. Our comfort zone is what we're used to. It doesn't necessarily mean that it's comfortable. A comfort zone could be something toxic and unhealthy. For example, if you're in a relationship, let's say, where there's a lot of fighting, or there's a lot of screaming, or there's a lot of name calling, or there's a lot of abuse of whatever kind, you may stay in a relationship like that for a long period of time because that's your comfort zone. That's what you know. And the people that are in these types of situations, and I say people, I mean all of us, we've all been in this type of situation. That's why we're here, right? But it's like when we've been in these type of situations, we don't realize it. We think we control the situation, and really we don't control anything. We just are used to it, and we know what's going to happen because it's happened over and over and over again. So there is this energy here where something to do with the importance of divine masculine's mental health is going to require them to detach from something that maybe they've been trying to hide from or ignore or pretend like they didn't want. So like they wanted to stay in their comfort zone. Unfortunately, with the garden and the gate, what happens is you get the walking away card. Those two cards kind of go together. And the walking away card shows her unlocking the gate and going out the gate. And it talks about how she's going out the gate with all intentions of never returning. Like she now knows that life is different. There's more to something than what she realized. So it's like now she's chasing that information instead. And remember, we're talking about divine masculine, but it is women in the pictures. Victoria Ramirez. Hello. You guys hang around at the end. The internet seems to be holding out okay. I know there's no cards, but I did try to make a little pretty video for you guys to watch. Let me know if the sound is holding out okay. If everything holds out okay, I'll try to stay on a little bit after, and we'll do some little free mini reads. I tried to do it the other night, and it was the night of that. I think Diana hit it right on the nail because she said something about the solar storms, and I don't know. I watched everything, like all my batteries, phone, laptop, everything just drain out in like a blink of an eye, and I was like, "What in the world?" I don't think I've ever experienced anything like that, but I'm definitely going to go with solar storm. Definitely had something to do with it for sure. Thank you, Sandra. All right, so let's see. Highest expectations. What is the highest expectations of the matter for divine masculine? Oh, I understand, Michelle. No worries. All right, so highest expectation, we have the community card coming out. So there's something about divine masculine's community that is either worrying him or causing him some sort of frustration or struggle, challenge. Community card is the card that shows the three women, and it's supposed to talk about your soul tribe and soul family and that type of energy. But a lot of times with the community card, we get third party. Like and here's what I'm gonna say. When I say third party, the thing about these labels, when you have your awakening, you realize that everything just has a label, right? And the thing about these labels is sometimes people think there's only one definition or one meaning to this name or this word or this label, right? And there's not. There's actually several. So, for example, third party. Doesn't necessarily have to mean that there's another relationship or there's some side piece or anything like that. It could actually mean that there's just too many people telling this divine masculine what to do. Like there's too many hands in the pot. That's a good one, right? It definitely gives me like Three of Cups type of energy. So it's also possible too that this divine masculine is trying to build some type of community, right? Like just as divine feminine, as we awakened, we built our soul tribe, our soul family, our soul sisters, right? And so it's very possible that this divine masculine is trying to do that also. I did see door to personal healing and happiness. And so that kind of gives me some confirmation that that's what Divine Masculine is trying to do. So it's pretty interesting. It's almost like Divine Masculine is noticing their own struggles with their mental health, most likely because they are trying to build some type of community, some type of soul tribe or soul family. All right, let's look at energy that's coming into being that Divine Masculine doesn't know yet. You have adjacent possibilities. I love that. On the bottom, I see the 4th chakra. I'm getting a message through the heart space, so that's pretty interesting. All right, so adjacent possibilities is number 24. It's the card that shows the hallway with the doors opened at the end. And there's several doors along the way, along the path, along this hallway. There's one door that's laying out in the middle. It kind of looks like it just fell out and it's an obstacle, it's in the way. And adjacent possibilities just says, if one door doesn't work, you try another door. So the thing with this specific card is that there's this meaning or this feeling for Divine Masculine that they were trying to do something. They had a goal. They wanted to get somewhere. They wanted to go somewhere. It's this door at the end of this tunnel, right? But something happened, an obstacle. When they went to go open a door that they thought was going to take them somewhere, it didn't work out the way they expected. And adjacent possibilities means you don't change your goal. The goal stays the same. So if I'm talking to Divine Masculine, you don't change your goal. Spirit's not telling you you can't have what it is that you want. And I think what it is you want is some type of community, some type of, I almost said comfort, but I think it's more than that. It's going to be connection. It's connection, right? And I think what happened was the way you tried to go about it didn't work out. And it doesn't mean that you just stop. It doesn't mean that you don't build that community. It doesn't mean that Spirit doesn't have this community or whatever this is ready for you. It just means that you have to go about it in a different way. It means you have to go, there's a different possibility, something you didn't see, maybe something you didn't expect, right? All right, so now I'm gonna pull energy that is past, and then we're going to start to clarify before we do the second half. Ooh, wow. The temple path flipped over, and I almost said it flipped hard. And it did. It just kind of just flipped over, smacked down. It's number 12. So the temple path is a card that says, it shows this like gazebo-like picture. It has a yin-yang sign like mowed into the grass. Beautiful picture. But it says that a lot of times we're questioning whether we're on the right path. And I always say, like, you can't really make a mistake. We beat ourselves up so bad on this spiritual, on this soul's journey. We can't really, the soul has one path. Like, it has one thing that it came down here to do, right? And it's like, do we detour off this path? Do we stray off the path? Of course we do. I mean, some people call those mistakes, but I don't necessarily feel like those are mistakes. I feel like they're delays. I feel like there's something down that path that you needed to go learn, that you needed to gain, that you needed to see so that you can become stronger, wiser, braver, smarter, you know, all of those things. So I feel like number 12, the temple path coming out for the past, is like Divine Masculine is no longer questioning who they are or where they are. They understand that they are on the path that their soul chose for this lifetime, and that is beautiful. All right, let's pull some regular Rider-Waite. I'm going to start with that attachment card. Remember, that was the heart of the matter for Divine Masculine. Guys, I put some shorts out today. You guys haven't had a chance to check those out. I mean, not right now, but, you know, after they're live. All right, so Knight of Cups comes over, Two of Cups, and Knight of Wands. I always want to try to not make it about third parties for Divine Masculine, but it's like, sometimes it's really challenging. So the detachment. And I do feel that divine masculine could be trying to detach from third party. And I could feel that they feel that could help with their mental or emotional stability. Absolutely. Knight of Cups comes out, and Knight of Cups is that card. I'm not going to use that ugly word, but it's that card where it talks about this man that, remember, cups are love, your emotions, how you feel. So it's that card that says this man goes around courageously, of course, and he tries to get others to fill his cup, right? His cup of love. It's like he tries to get others to love him because he doesn't know how to love himself, right? And then we have Two of Cups. Two of Cups is equal effort coming together. I heard the word union just now. And then, of course, we have Knight of Wands. Knight of Wands, again, so we have two knights here. So remember, knights are very courageous. They have to travel to unknown lands and they have to deliver messages. And the message is about their element, right? So the cups, it's love, and the wands, it's action. It's almost like this divine masculine wants to come into union or wants to provide equal effort, but is fearful of being reckless. And that could be why we have the garden and the gate crossing, because that would make sense that not wanting to be reckless, so staying in their comfort zone. All right, let's look at that garden and the gate card. So we have the King of Pentacles. King of Pentacles is someone who's very responsible, someone that people depend on. This divine masculine could have a family, children, again, dependents, someone that relies on them to provide. And we have Six of Wands here. Six of Wands is about being noticed or notoriety. It's also a victory for this divine masculine. And we have the Moon card. So it's an illusion. There's something where this divine masculine feels like maybe they can't win. Maybe they can't have something that they need. Maybe they're struggling to be able to provide, but all of that is an illusion. The Moon card says it's not real. There's something about their fear that's holding them back from being able to be this victorious King of Pentacles. All right, let's jump up there and look at that community card. I definitely picked up third party, but I also picked up soul tribe. I mean, it was very, very balanced, very equal. I feel like it's possible that divine masculine is trying to, I don't know, clean up his act with the third party issues due to some soul family or soul tribe, that some community that they are gathering or creating. We have Three of Hearts. Three of Hearts, listen to me. Now I'm playing poker. Three of Swords coming out. We have the Death card. There is Scorpio coming out strongly. I was about to say our first major arcana, but the moon just came out. Scorpio is big here at the PLR, right? My catalyst, I'm going to start using that word, I love it, was a Scorpio. It's interesting because after I went through this awakening process and as I've been working my way through my journey, I've realized there's been a lot more Scorpios in my life than I actually realized. Like before I paid attention to people's signs and things, like I didn't know. And then as I awakened and I went back and studied, previous relationships, I was like, oh my goodness, I did not realize that. But yeah, apparently I have the thing for the Scorpios. Scorpio moon is what I'm going to say is probably, I feel like our moon signs are more important than our sun signs. I know I'm stepping on toes saying that, but I just do. Our sun sign is so broad, and so many people were born under that specific sun sign. But our moon sign, think about it, the moon is only in a sign for 2.5 days, guys. So I feel like our moon sign is really more, it tells us more about our emotions and our feelings, and it tells us more about how we believe and think about things or feel about things. And I think that tells us more about a person than the broader sun sign, right? So moon is very important. And when you have a Scorpio moon, I don't know. I mean, think about Scorpio sun going through transformation all day, every day. But Scorpio moon, that same thing is happening to them, but it's with their emotions, with their feelings, right? Like, oh my goodness. We also have the Seven of Swords here. Seven of Swords is like disbelief, distrust, not telling someone something. So I feel like this is big confirmation. The Three of Swords is this masculine trying to heal, trying to recover. The Death card is the transformation and ending of something. Again, that ending could have something to do with third party. And the Seven of Swords is like trying to scale up, trying to level up, trying to do something without people noticing something, right? So I do feel like this divine masculine's mental health, emotional stability is what they're focusing on, what they're trying to heal. But I do feel like they're trying to do that without letting others know. Almost like trying to pretend like everything's okay type of thing. All right, let's look at adjacent possibilities. I got my honey, caramel, and vanilla tea out today. I did my yoga today, guys, but I just want you to know that I did it for like probably the first time, and I don't know how long, to be honest. Can't even tell you the last time. Yeah, I can because my back was hurting. It's the only reason I did it. Guys, I love yoga, and I got stuck on a certain one where I kept wanting to do it every single day, but then I realized that there's different types of yoga. There's different types, like there's breathing yoga. There's yoga for women in menopause. There's yoga for lower back pain. There's yoga for stiff neck. There's yoga for building muscle strength. I mean, there's literally yoga for everything. So this morning and a couple of days ago, I guess, I did the lower back pain. And that, I'm telling you, I cannot express to you, these people, these yogis have definitely like fine-tuned these things, and I don't know, it works so easily. So yeah, you have some lower back pain, just Google lower back pain and yoga and just watch the magic happen. I don't know, for me, I think it's just old age. I never used to have back pain. Turned 44 and now all of a sudden my back hurts. All right, let's look at adjacent possibilities. I do feel like this divine masculine was going after something. They had a goal. They felt like they were almost to something, and then bam, something happens. And it's like now they're trying to decide, oh my gosh, do I change my goal? And Spirit's saying, no, you don't change the goal. You just go a different route. All right, we have Ace of Wands. We have Eight of Pentacles. Ooh, we have the Nine of Swords. That's the different route. Okay, so super direct message from Spirit. Ready? Ace of Wands is fate, destiny. It shows that hand coming out of the clouds, out of the sky, and it's holding the wand, right? Passion, excitement, action. It's action. That's what I keep hearing. And Eight of Pentacles is here. And Eight of Pentacles is that card where he's working dutifully. He's looking down. It looks like he's got a hammer and a chisel, and he's working on his pinnacle. And the pinnacles are all lining up towards the top of the card, right? Remember, it's that card that says you're almost there because the goal is 10 pentacles. So fate, destiny, action, focus, dedication. You're almost there. And then, bam, that Nine of Swords. There's a few cards in tarot that, I mean, all tarot readers are going to tell you that there's no bad cards. And it's very true. There's no bad cards. Cards are just a tool that Spirit gives us to be able to communicate with Spirit. Miss L, hello. But so there's no bad cards, right? But I would say for me personally, Rosa, like my own personal whatever, right? There are a few cards that I don't know, I don't necessarily like when I get them, right? So the Five of Cups is going to be number one there, because I feel like almost like when I touch that card, I can feel the grief, or I can feel the loss. It's like this stab in the heart, in the gut type of pain. The Nine of Swords makes me grab my head, like immediately, hand to head, like I got a headache, like it's too much, there's pressure, there's this, there's that. And the Nine of Swords is actually about trauma, and it talks about processing the trauma. The swords are up there, and you see the person always in Nine of Swords. You see them like laying in the bed. Most of the time, they're holding their head, and the swords are like hanging on the wall behind them. Right? It's like just this one sword after another, and it's almost like this. I don't know what I'm trying to say here, but it's almost like they're taking pride in all those swords, right? It's almost like they're like, yeah, I took that hurt, and I took that hurt, and I took that hurt, and I'm still standing. But what happens when you get to the 10 of Swords, right? Is you have no more room, and all those swords are suddenly in your back. Right? So it's like now there's no longer pride in all this pain and trauma that you were able to handle and mask over and not, deal with or not show anyone and pretend like everything was okay. Now, when you reach this energy, it's almost like you're going to have to face something. 10 of Swords, there's no more room. So 9 of Swords is like you're almost there. You're about full. This is it. Like it's time to take action. And Spirit wants Divine Masculine to focus on their anxiety, focus on their depression, PTSD, all of those words, all of those psychological, mental health labels, right? So it's not change the goal, it's change the plan, is what I just heard. All right, let's look at the temple path. So the temple path was in this Divine Masculine's energies past. Remember, we're doing Celtic cross. So the past card is like, this is over. This energy is completely finished. And that tells me the temple path says you're exactly where you're supposed to be. So it tells me that this masculine questioned who they were. This masculine question, am I even in the right place? Am I even doing the right thing? Am I supposed to be working here? Am I supposed to be loving her? Am I supposed to be living here? So I feel like there's something that has happened for this divine masculine, for this energy to be in the past, that now there's confidence. I am supposed to be here. I am supposed to be doing this. This is where I'm supposed to work. This is where I'm supposed to live, right? So there is this like, I almost said underlying, but I don't think it's underlying anymore. I think it's now, it's like up to the surface, and it's like now they know who they are. They're no longer questioning the path that they are on. I feel like they were definitely questioning it before. So let's see if we can find out what happened to make this divine masculine so sure about his path. So we have the 7 of Pentacles, we have the 4 of Wands, and we have the Page of Cups. So there's been a new offer. So this divine masculine has received a new offer. And I feel like this divine masculine waited for this offer, 7 of Pentacles. This is about patience, waiting for something. 4 of Wands, firm foundation, financial security. Could have something to do with money. It could also have, I heard the word marriage. Could also have something to do with the word with marriage. Page of Cups is here. And Page of Cups is the I'm sorry card. So someone could have apologized. Someone could be offering this divine masculine a clean slate. I mean, it could also be the divine masculine. The divine masculine could have looked at these pentacles and decided, you know what, this is the firm foundation that I want. I'm going to choose this, and this is where I'm going to go. And Page of Cups can say that this is the offer that this divine masculine made. Now, I will say I am pulling regular Rider Waite. So this is the old tarot card that everybody knows, right, and is familiar with. And the Page of Cups shows him holding that cup with a fish in it. So the fish is always poking his head out. In some of the Page of Cups, the fish is actually completely jumping out of the cup, right? And it does say that there is a slippery situation here. All right, second half. Are you guys ready? So in the second half, I'm going to look at how others around this divine masculine are affecting the situation. And remember, the situation was the attachment card where she's taking the mask off. So the journey card flies out. It's number 2. Divine masculine could have left those around him, or someone around divine masculine could have left. It looks like she's dropping her luggage, leaving the past in the past, and moving forward into the future. Aw, I love you, Rosa. All right, let's look and see how divine masculine is affecting the situation. We have financial constraints coming out. It's interesting how the masculine energy compares their worth, their value, their self-worth, their confidence in themselves based on how many dollars they have in their pocket. Isn't that interesting? When you go through your awakening, I feel like Spirit strips us of everything. I went through almost an entire year of just barely financially making it. Just, I couldn't even tell you, just a complete struggle. And I kept hearing, like, I kept wanting to go do all these different things, and I kept trying to do all these webinars and try to make more journals, and I kept trying to do all this stuff. And Spirit's like, no, that's not what you're supposed to be doing right now. And what I was supposed to be doing at that time was growing my faith. And I can't really grow my faith if I'm telling God, oh, I don't believe you're going to take care of me, so I'm going to go find 10 jobs. You see what I'm trying to say? So it's like, I had to wait until Spirit allowed me to go to work. I had to wait until Spirit allowed the situation to happen. And the reason I had to wait was because I had to build my faith. I had to build my faith and know that, there's this Bible verse, and I'm not trying to get like Bible-y or religious or none of that. But I do enjoy reading these books. But anyway, there's in the Bible, there's a story where he talks about, it's a parable, right? Where he talks about how God feeds birds. Like, if God's going to feed the birds, why would God not feed you? Right. And that was a story that just kind of kept coming to me as I was working through that year, 2023. Right. It was horrendous, y'all, horrendous. But as I was working through it, I kept hearing that, and my faith did grow. And I did realize that I'm not going to go without anything. As long as I'm following my purpose, which of course is Spirit's purpose, right? As long as I'm doing this, then it's like Spirit's going to have my back. I'm always going to have something to eat. There's always going to be a roof over my head, right? And it was like the moment that my faith grew bigger than my fear, that's when the doors opened. That's when Spirit allowed the job to come in. That's when Spirit allowed the fundulation to start flowing, right? So it's almost like when you're going through this spiritual awakening, if I'm talking to Divine Master, I'm just kind of giving you a heads up here, right? It's like Spirit strips you of literally everything. Remember when I couldn't have honey in my tea? You want to know what's funny now? I mean, I still love honey. Honey's great, and I really enjoy it from time to time, but I no longer need honey to drink my tea. You see what I'm trying to say? And it's funny because we think we need all of these things. Tea is delicious. The natural flavors of tea, without sugar, without creamer, without honey, without any of that crap that we add into it, is delicious. But we wouldn't know that because our taste buds are so used to having all that syrup and sugars and sweetness. You see what I'm saying? It took me a minute, but I feel like that could be like where Divine Masculine is at now. You could feel like everything is being stripped away, and it is so that your faith will grow bigger than your fear. All right, let's look at hopes and fears for Divine Masculine. Hopes and fears for Divine Masculine. We have man holding a coin. So finances clearly on the mind of Divine Masculine, right? It's clearly about the money. Could have something to do with a job, career, community stuck out to me. So it's like they're trying to gather a soul tribe, a soul family. And this could be in a work situation. It could be in a situation where they're following their purpose. All right, I'm going to pull the outcome, but I'm not going to tell you guys what it is until we get there. We're going to clarify a little bit. Ooh, I see it. Ooh, it's sketchy. Ooh. All right, I'm just going to put it down. All right, so first card I'm going to look at is the Journey card. And I think I'm actually going to grab another Rider-Waite deck for the second half. And we'll see if we get any doubles, any cards that pop up twice. Pooja, hello. I'm on a little later tonight, guys. Does the little later help you guys? I had it set for 8, but it started storming really bad, so I had to push it back. I have another one on Thursday set for 4. I figured since we're not necessarily on a schedule this summer, and I'm getting to have my fun job on the lake, I feel like, I don't know, I should be able to do these at like random different times, and then that way maybe we can help some others be able to catch some lives. The one I have set for Thursday is set for 4 p.m. my time. I love that, Michelle. What are you making for dinner? All right, the Journey card, we have 2 of Cups. So there is some partnership for Divine Masculine. This is how they're affecting the situation, where I do feel like there could be a partner where that's why this Divine Masculine is having to detach. We have the 7 of Pentacles coming back out. So the 2 of Cups and 7 of Pentacles did come out already, right? We've seen the 2 of Cups in the heart of the matter, and we've seen the 7 of Pentacles over with that Temple Path card in the past. So coming out again over here with how others are affecting the situation, and now we have 9 of Cups. So there's someone around Divine Masculine that doesn't want them to have something. So interesting, right? Doesn't want them to have something. Could even be, I almost said threatening to leave, because it does look like she's walking away, but she's dropping the luggage. It's like she's not even taking the baggage with her. And here's what I'm gonna say. I don't really like saying it, but I feel like I have to. So the 7 of Pentacles, we know, right? If you guys have been watching me for any amount of time, you already know what I'm going to say. But for those of you that maybe are new or just stalking, you might want to plug your ears, because the 7 of Pentacles, are you ready? It's my shit show card. So it's that card. Remember how I said the 8 of Pentacles? They're perfectly lined up to the top of the card, and it says you're almost there. Well, the 7 of Pentacles, they're kind of just down on the ground in this like bunch, and he's staring at them like, what am I supposed to do with all these pentacles, right? There's a little bit of a shit show going on over there for Divine Masculine in some sort of romantic partnership. The 9 of Cups could mean that like someone didn't get what they want, or someone could be getting what they want. Like maybe they wanted this masculine to walk away from something or detach themselves from something. All right, there's that 3 of Cups coming out. So financial constraints, 3 of Cups. That's going to be, I mean, yes, it could be third party, of course, but it's going to be too many people, too many hands in the pot, right? And then we have the High Priestess coming out, and we have the Empress coming out. So how this masculine is affecting the situation, it's so interesting. It's almost like they're trying to manifest abundance. It's almost like they're trying to figure out how to manifest abundance. The High Priestess, right? And I think they feel that it has something to do with their emotions. The High Priestess is that card where the moon is down at her feet. Now I'm using regular Rider-Waite, so she's not stepping on the moon with those boots like she is in the Modern Witches Tarot. But it is this feeling of like getting control of your emotions so that you can create something. Wild caught shrimp tostadas on beans with avocado reddish. Just started also white rice on the side. I love it. Have mercy. Sandra says later is better for me. I understand that too. I feel like sometimes later is better for me because I get my day done and then I can just sit down and relax and read the cards, right? All right. Now I'm going to look at hopes and fears. Man holding a coin. So man holding a coin and the energy oracle says that someone comes into your environment and they teach you about your worth. Now, this could be self-worth, but I think it's more about actual pentacles because he's holding a coin in this card and the pentacles have been coming out loudly for divine masculine. So we have Queen of Cups coming out. Queen of Cups is actually my clue card for divine feminine. It's unconditional love. We have King of Swords coming out. I'm getting the message pretty loud and clear. King of Swords is authenticity and speaking truth, taking action. And then we have the Hierophant. And the Hierophant is about spiritual beliefs. It could have something to do with marriage. It could have something to do with balancing something out. So the message that I'm getting here is that the hopes and fears is, I feel like there is this fear that if divine masculine chooses something, then that's going to cut out communication with divine feminine. Queen of Cups could be a mother. Hierophant, Taurus energy could be speaking of marriage. I'm definitely getting like hopes and fears is like, there's something about like picking something, choosing something and losing something. This is number 43. Jenna says, I'm getting my guts together to be able to talk to twin flame. That's so weird you say that, Jenna. Okay, so I feel like we're all gonna be in this energy collectively. I'm trying to get my guts together too. There is a conversation to be had, right? The conversation is going to be different for all of us. For those of us that are in communication or in contact, it's like the procrastination, right? And for those of us that are in separation, it's fear. But it's the same. It's like for those of us that are procrastinating, it's like the fear of the outcome of the conversation, the fear of the reaction that we'll get, right? For those of us in separation, or those of you that have been in no contact and you're trying to build up to communicate, that again, fear, and again about the reaction, about what will happen after. And not necessarily what you have to say for both sides. So if you're procrastinating, you know what it is that you need to say. And for the person, those of you that are in no contact, again, you know what you want to say, right? So it's not about that. It's more about what response we'll get is definitely the holdup here. Jenna says it's like any day now. We're so close. All right, so here it is. Ready? So the outcome for this divine masculine Celtic cross, I mean, I hate to say it, but the deceit card comes out. It's number 25. And we're going to pull some tarot, but the deceit card does talk about, it kind of gives me the energy of like the Wizard of Oz. Do you guys remember the Wizard of Oz movie? You remember how the guy with the big, loud, scary voice turned out to be this little midget behind a curtain? Do you remember that? It's kind of like this energy where there was this curtain, or there was this facade. I don't even use that word, so I don't know where it came from, but there was this like show that this divine masculine was putting on. And I do feel that it was deceitful in some way, right? And I feel like what's happening now is really, I haven't touched on the astrology too much, but I did a little bit in the last slide. It's almost like the curtain is ripped away, just like the rug is ripped away. Spirit's not allowing us to hide things anymore. It's like if we're going to be out here following purpose. So, like, if this divine masculine, right, acknowledges, like, hey, I'm a divine masculine, I'm on this journey, I can tap into this energy and I can manifest this financial abundance, which is what divine masculine has tried to do, and some have done, right? So it's like Spirit's like, that's fine, that's good. But you're not going to be able to hide behind this mask. You're actually going to have to show people that you're healing. You're actually going to have to do the work. You're not going to be able just to pretend to be somebody that you're not. You're actually going to have to make yourself be that person that you've been pretending to be, right? All right, so let me pull the last 3 cards. Miss L says false advertising. Yes, it's done. No longer allowed, right? Justice comes out. So this divine masculine could be dealing with a Libra, definitely. Judgment comes out. Some Pluto, Scorpio energy there. And there's that 10 of Swords. Have freaking mercy. And on the bottom is the Knight of Wands. So don't be reckless, divine masculine. Don't be reckless. All right. So the Justice card says that in the only way that you will get justice or gain justice, the only way that you can make those scales balance, again, divine masculine, is to follow your purpose. It's the Judgment card. It's the one with the angel blowing the trumpet, right? And the people with their arms open saying, I hear you. I'm going to follow this calling, right? And then 10 of Swords is here. I talked about the 10 of Swords extensively earlier when we pulled that 9 of Swords out for energy coming into being that you don't know yet, which, by the way, is another opportunity or like another possibility. I think divine masculine thought something had to go a certain way. I feel like it has something to do with their finances. And I think what's happening here is they push themselves so hard to the point of mental and emotional exhaustion. And now Spirit is making them face that. Now they're not able to run from that anymore. Now they're going to have to go in there and put their mental health as the #1 priority. All right, appreciation was on the bottom of the deck. All right, I'm going to pull one more card for divine masculine. I'm going to pull a guidance card. I'm pulling these from my new magical spirit oracle. And then if anyone is interested, I will do some free mini reads. I don't care which one. If you have a question, now would be a good time. Free questions. I normally charge $10 for those. So if you want to ask a question, yes, absolutely, go for it. If you just want some general guidance, let me know. I'm just going to pick a few of you guys. No list tonight, no list. Sweet. I'm totally interested in that. Oh, yes. All right, so here it is for divine masculine. Are you ready? It's the fairy card. Blessings, flow, magical energy. It says, darling, don't you remember you're a badass? Keep winging it. On the bottom is all things that almost broke me were the things that most woke me. It's the Awakened Dead card, resilience, nirvana, and self-appreciation. I want to talk about the keep winging it card because it's definitely giving me that vibe of fake it till you make it. So when I had my awakening in 2015, when I met my counterpart, I didn't know I was having a spiritual awakening. Like when it first happened, I had no idea what was happening. I just knew that weird things were happening and I could hear somebody else's thoughts, right? And I just couldn't explain what was happening. I didn't tell people, right? Like remember when it first happened, you were like, I'm not going to talk about it. I'm not going to tell people this is happening. I want people to think I was crazy, right? So I just didn't say anything. But one of the things that we always would say is fake it till you make it, fake it till you make it. That was just something that we always said to everybody, really. And I swear it was like my life motto, fake it till you make it. And when you have spiritual awakening, here's what happens. Ready? when you have this happen, when spirit comes down and touches your life and saves you in whatever way, right? Because that's what a spiritual awakening is. It's like spirit has had to step in, come down here, save you, and show you what's really going on. And so when this happens, the fake it till you make it is no longer allowed. Spirit, God, source, whatever label you want to put there, will not allow you to continue to hide things, or not allow you to continue to be emotionally unstable, will not allow you to be mentally unstable, will not allow you to be physically unstable. Like the whole process when you're going through spiritual awakening is so that you connect with source, so that you realize you don't need anyone but source. And it's like, you, in order to do this, it's like you have to follow the calling, and in order to follow that calling, you actually have to physically, mentally, emotionally do the work. You can't just pretend, right? Rosa tried to do that. Do you guys remember that? Like, I tried to do that for 3 years. The first 3 years I came out here, I read the cards and I was like, yeah, spirit says we're supposed to do this, this, and this, and then I just went and did whatever I wanted to do anyway. I'm telling you, when I say 2023 was hard, 2023 was hard. I've learned my lessons, I took my spankings, and now I'm definitely trying harder and harder every day to implement those lessons, right? So that I don't have to go through that difficult and challenging time again. So I do feel like that's kind of what's happening for Divine Masculine. And they're definitely at this point where it's time to balance those scales out. And the only way to do that is going to be to face those things that they fear the most. All right. Thank you guys. I hope it's helpful. Don't forget, Thursday, I'm going to be doing the Divine Feminine. And I do have that set for 4 p.m. right now. Hopefully that stays like that. But guys, again, it's summertime. And summer is going to be a little hectic this year, 2024 for PLR. But I appreciate all of you guys bearing through, being so patient, showing up whenever we do are able to go live, right? I love it. All right. Vanessa says, a general, please. Miss L says, readings, random pick. All right, let's do some generals. Pooja, Victoria. Let's start with Pooja first. All right, Pooja, a few came out. Number 5, potential and possibility, future, highest self, quantum. The quantum's been coming up for me a lot. Quantum jumping, quantum leaping, quantum, all the things. People are asking me, what does that mean, Rosa? Okay, so there's this theory that there's no such thing as past, present, future, right? There's this theory that our lives, our multiple lives, run parallel. Everything is parallel. So the idea is that if you're on this timeline and this timeline is not turning out how you expected it to go, or maybe it's more challenging than you expected it to be, then you jump to a different timeline. You align yourself to something else that you want that's better than what you have now. And that's been happening a lot for many of us, right? Many of us. Ever since spiritual awakening, I started learning about quantum jumping, and it seems like spirit, at the same time that I was learning about this, I was having to learn about the Schumann, all the different ways that we measure the like energetic force of the planet, right? And the way they coincide with one another. It's almost like when the Schumann is high and you're seeing a lot of peaks, we're having a lot of timeline jumping. So that's pretty interesting. Potential and possibility. So it's like, Pooja, it's like you're aligning to something. You're aligning to your highest potential and possibility. That's what I'm hearing. You also got number 24, trust in the places you feel guided towards, space, time, and self, infinity, reincarnation, and 5D. So you could be having some fear of doing something, starting something, going somewhere, and spirit saying, if I'm guiding you there, go there, right? And then you have number 25. So 24 and 25, pretty interesting. Your numbers are 5 5, 24, and 25. It is that card where it looks like she's sitting in that meditative state, and you can see this like circle around the heart chakra lighting up. It says, there's a place within me, still, calm, steady, and eternal. All right, I'm going to leave it there, Pooja. I hope that was helpful. All right, let me see. Who else? Vanessa, Victoria. Victoria, did I miss you the other night? I want to say I was in the middle of one of you ladies' readings when it cut out. All right, let's do Victoria's love reading. Who just says, I have an urge to go to a city where my sister stays. I love that. Thank you, Pooja. All right, Victoria, ready? Love reading. It says, breaking into bloom. Oh, Victoria. It says, number 29, sometimes you will break before you bloom. Time, liberation, and understanding. So in the picture, Victoria, she's looking at this rose, and the rose looks like it's coming from her third eye, and it's coming out into the space and then turning and looking back at her. So that is pretty interesting to me. It's sticking out to me in the picture. But sometimes you will break before you bloom. I feel like it's pretty easy, especially when we're on this type of spiritual awakening journey. I was talking about it earlier at the beginning where I felt like we were being tested this week, our emotional state, mental health, all of that. I know we were reading for Divine Masculine, but again, please remember we all have masculine and feminine energies. If you're on a twin flame journey and you relate or correlate the Divine Masculine side of the reading with your counterpart energy, of course, that's what we do here at PLR, right? I feel like it's very possible, Victoria, that you feel like this journey may have broken you or is trying to break you. And Spirit is really wanting me to tell you that it's not about the breaking, it's about the blooming, right? It's not about the pain. Is it painful? Yes, of course. Is it challenging, this journey? Yes, of course. But the blessings that come, the awakening that comes, the process, the ascension, the relationship that you gain with Source, with Spirit, your own abilities that you awaken, right? That this journey awakens for you. So was this a challenging journey for you? Did it feel like this situation tried to break you? Yes, absolutely. But will you break? No. Instead, you will bloom. All right, that is the message that I got. I just want to read one more. On the bottom, it is safe to surrender to the good feelings, the lover. And you were asking me about love, Aphrodite, passion, and abundance. I'm going to read it one more time. It is safe to surrender to the good feelings. All right. I hope it was helpful. Serenity of wind. I love it. Victoria says, yes, it was me. Okay, sweet. I'm glad that you were able to get your reading. All right, Serenity of Wind. I hardly ever get to do a Twitch one, so I'm going to jump over there and do this Twitch reading really quickly. Serenity of Wind. I'm just going to pull a magical spirit oracle, and I'll let you know what Spirit wants you to know, just some general guidance. I love it. All right, so you got number 36. It says, could you surrender just a bit more? The seeker, all-seeing eye, spirit release. All right, so Serenity of Wind, here's the message I'm getting. It shows the third eye, and it looks like just sparkles exploding from her third eye. I feel like there's something about your own spiritual talents or spiritual abilities that maybe you're not researching further, you're not pushing it to the limit type of situation here. It could have something to do with like fear. A lot of times when we have third eye awakening, it's like we see something we can't unsee and we're like, man, I don't know if I want to see anymore, right? It's something like that. Spirit's saying like surrender, open up. There's something, you're some type of seeker, you're some type of seer. So it's like if you can release the fear, you'll be able to see something that you need to see. All right, I'm going to leave it there. I hope that was helpful. All right. There was one more. All right, Jenna and Vanessa. There was two more. Jenna, say hi to me in the comments. So I'm just gonna take a few random. I do this every time. After Vanessa, that's it. Thank you, Serenity of Wind. All right, here's Jenna. Jenna, several flew out. All right, so you have number 37. It's the Truth card. Honor, interest, and integrity. That which is true will always be enough. Number 1, there is a reason you have those dreams. Ooh, Jenna. The mystic, intuition, high priestess, and visionary. And the intuition, high priestess, visionary, you said earlier it's getting close, or something was getting close. Jenna, are you, I mean, you don't have to tell me if you don't want to, but like, are you in, see, I'm not sensing that. I was going to say, are you in separation? I feel like you're not in separation. But I feel like it's just that conversation that needs to be had type of thing. And it's your intuition that's telling you he's fixing to say something. I think you have to like stop procrastinating, or you have to get like courage to say something, but really you're sensing that he's fixing to say something. All right, and you also got the Alchemist, Empowerment, Pain, and Sorceress. It says, oh, I don't break that easy, not anymore. Instead, I use things as fuel. And number 10, it's okay to forget and then remember all over again. Voyager, return home, lessons, and realizations. I feel like this person, maybe at one time there was something where it's like it felt like it tried to break you. I feel like you could be tested in the next couple of days, especially if this energy comes forward and actually has like communication. But if it happens, here's what I'm going to say, Jenna. Just remember, like, I wouldn't have fear, because I would be like, if this was me, I would be like, oh, my intuition told me this was going to happen. You see what I'm trying to say? And there's something about the okay to forget and then remember all over again. It's like, that's them. That's their energy. That's them forgetting and then remembering all over again. All right, I'm going to leave it there. I hope that was helpful. We've been out of contact, but had some on social media. Shared a pic of us on social media. Not what? Nice. All right. Let's see if Vanessa stuck around. Let's see. Vanessa on Facebook. Let me know if you're still here. All right, guys. If she is, I'm gonna do her reading, and then that's gonna be the last one. I will be back Thursday, guys. I do have it set for 4. It has been super stormy here. So if something happens, just make sure to check the times. It's very possible that I may have to, push it back a little bit. I'm also off tomorrow, and I was thinking about doing something tomorrow too. So guys, if you're new, make sure that you have your notification bells hit to all, because during the summer, at least through the end of September, I could go live at any time. And I do like to offer these free readings at the end. If you're looking for personal readings, more detailed personal readings, you can always find the links for that in the description box of my videos. I do also offer private readings. I think I have a little, let me see if I can get it. Yeah, there it is. Private readings, guys. It's $44, 1 hour live readings, me, you, and my StreamYard. I do offer special twin flame coupons, so if you are on a twin flame journey, you can just mention that to me if you're interested. If you're over in my private PLR Purple Lunar Rose Tarot Facebook group, you get 2 for 1. Unfortunately, guys, I can't do same day anymore. I know I did that for a while there, but I am back to work, so we do have to get back to scheduling those. And I've been scheduling them out about 3 to 5 days. All right, let's get back to Vanessa. Amy Averill. Hello. I feel like I may have said that wrong. All right, Vanessa, here we go. The Seeker card comes back out. Third Eye Awakening. Liberation. Just let me be. 36 and 43. Free spirit, wild and authentic. I feel like this has something to do with your own awakening. It's like now you went through this journey, awakening process, and you're definitely in this kind of energy where it's like, maybe you're able to see people for who they are. I went through this period, Vanessa, where I asked Spirit, I said, just show me what it is that I need to know about whoever so that I can just know and move forward. And let me tell you, Spirit did. So I feel like it's possible you've done something like that. Like maybe you asked Spirit, show me something about this person, and now that you see something about that person, it's like now you just want them to leave you be. I do feel like you're finding some sort of liberation. It's like you're making your own space. And then the last one I'm going to pull is potential and possibility, future, higher self, and quantum. Again, I'm getting this energy like you're quantum jumping, like you're timeline jumping, like you're aligning yourself with your highest potential. And you may be doing that through that liberation, whatever it is you're breaking free from now that you see something for what it is, right? All right, I'm going to leave it right there, Vanessa. I hope that was helpful. All right, ladies, thank you so much for coming in here, hanging out with me. I appreciate you guys so much. Even you quiet watchers in the back definitely help with our watch time for sure, right? And don't forget, guys, I will be back on Thursday, 4 p.m. if you want to come join me live. Thank you, Vanessa. Thank you. And thank you guys for being so patient with me the other night when the internet went all wonky and all the things freaked out. I really appreciate you guys. I was so sad about it. Michelle was like, it's never happened before. It's going to be okay. And I was like, I hope people realize like that was totally just nothing I could do. Nothing I could do that day. But I'm so glad you guys came back and everybody got their reading. And thank you, Sandra, for joining us. Miss L, I love you, ladies. Michelle for helping always. I missed Diana today, but I know that she was off with her sister. Or I mean, she was out. All right, guys. I will see everyone Thursday, 4 p.m. I'm always sending all of you abundant love and light on your journey. Don't forget to go over and check out my shorts and hit that thumbs up button. I love y'all.